Good morning. It's Tuesday, September the 23rd. I'm Will Puckett. Thanks for joining us for Catch Up Quick. It's our daily fastcast that airs at 10:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday. We want to get you start you off with your first alert weather. First alert meteorologist Sydney Sullivan with us this morning. Sydney, rain is the name of the game over the next couple of days.
That's right. We're not getting a whole lot of a break from the rainfall, but I will say many of us needed this. So this is good news for us, but too much of a good thing in a short period of time could potentially lead to some localized flooding. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Right now, though, we are tracking this wave of moisture that is working across much of Tennessee. Fortunately for us, we're out of, I would say, the heaviest of the rainfall, at least for the time being. We're just looking at a few light showers just to the north of Madisonville and south of Maryville. Otherwise, the bulk of that moisture further towards our west. So Crossville will likely get in on some of this activity here shortly, light to moderate downpours. And then we are going to continue to track even more showers and storms returning later in the day, but especially over the next couple of days. Temperature-wise, we are remaining steady in the upper 60s to the lower 70s. And as we continue throughout the afternoon, isolated showers and storms will still be possible, likely ramping on up as we move into those overnight hours. So coming up, I'll have a closer look at the latest rain timing and the impacts to your town. Will?
Sydney, we'll get back to you. Appreciate it. Well, right now, an animal shelter in Morristown is asking for your help after a hoarding case caused them to take in nearly 200 animals. The call came in on Friday for a home in the area. Inside, animal control says they saw about 80 to 100 animals. Outside, another 100. The Humane Society saying people have responded to calls for help on social media.
Move you to tears to see everybody come in, and that night too. I mean, like I mentioned, my staff was here. Everybody was here until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And up until about 11, maybe 12 that night, there were people coming in to drop off donations, to foster, to adopt, to volunteer. So it was a beautiful thing to see.
Now, the shelter has placed all but 15 of the dogs from the hoarding case, but they say they're still in crisis mode. Charges are being filed against the owners of the animals. We'll keep you updated as this story develops, but if you want to help out the Humane Society, we have that information for you inside your WVLT News app. Sad update to a story we've been following for you for a while. Ryan Lakes, who was at the center of a search in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, has been found dead. Park rangers had been searching for Lakes when his car was found in the park Saturday. He was found dead at that time. Well, a man is facing a slew of charges today, accused of locking someone in a camper doused in gas and then setting it on fire. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office says James Williams got into a fight with his camper roommate, locked him in the camper, and then set it on fire. Williams is now charged with attempted first-degree murder along with kidnapping, arson, assault, and burglary. Well, the new report is revealing some of the deadliest stretches of roadway in the state of Tennessee. The report comes from an injury law firm and focuses on deadly crashes in the state from 2019 to 2023. Data is finding the deadliest road stretch in the state is on Interstate 24 from just west of the Nashville airport towards the central area of the city. I-65, meanwhile, in Nashville and 240 in Memphis come in second and third, and Interstate 40 running through the city of Knoxville ranked as the fourth deadliest stretch of roadway in the volunteer state. TDOT telling us the next full closure of Interstate 275 is happening this weekend, starting at 7 o'clock Friday night. 275 will be closed in each direction. This is crews work to replace the bridge over Elm Street and Bernard Avenue. It'll stay closed until 6 o'clock Monday morning. TDOT telling us this will be the final weekend that 275 will be closed in the area. If your commute normally takes you that way, you can use 40 and 640 to get around the closure. Well, the president's administration has now reversed decades of medical advice for pregnant women. The administration linking the use of acetaminophen, the active ingredient in Tylenol, with increased risk of autism. The FDA has directed a label change and sent guidance to doctors. Acetaminophen is the only over-the-counter drug approved to treat fevers during pregnancy. Tylenol's parent company, Kenvue, says acetaminophen is one of the most studied medications in history, and it continues to believe it does not cause autism. Both the president and medical groups say it's best for pregnant women to speak to their doctor about any concerns regarding medications while pregnant. Well, this week marks the one-year anniversary since Hurricane Helene took a devastating blow on East Tennessee. Starting today, Cott County is hosting several events to honor the lives that were lost that day and to shine a light on the progress made since. At 6 this evening, there will be a joint church service at Cott County High School. Friday morning, leaders will host a commemoration honoring the first emergency call made during the floods. That'll start just after 9:30 at the Cott County Courthouse. And then Saturday, the Roots and Rains Festival is happening at the Cott County Fairgrounds. There will be an emergency responders rally, rodeo, live music, and so much more. It's a free event. It starts at 4.
And now, your first alert forecast with meteorologist Sydney Sullivan.
Hard to believe it's almost been a year since Helene. Now, fortunately for us, we're not tracking a whole lot of direct impacts from the tropics just yet, but we are tracking several rounds of rainfall that will continue to work into our area over the next couple of days. We saw round 1 earlier this morning, starting to see a few showers still linger into the southern portion of our region right now. It's just a few very light showers. Not going to see a whole lot more moisture out of it, at least for the time being. That will change later on today and into tonight. But take a look at this view from downtown Knoxville. The clouds are still locked in for many of us this morning, but I do anticipate us seeing at least a little bit of some breaks in that cloud cover as the day does move on, but it is going to take some time for that to actually happen. Now, overall flooding potential, it's low for today, and for many of us, we're out of the woods. However, moving into the next couple of days, I do anticipate this becoming something we'll have to watch very closely as we are going to continue to add on to the rainfall totals. Now, as we time things out moving on into this afternoon, we're mainly looking at isolated showers and storms throughout the afternoon. So coverage-wise, now through about dinner time, not really expecting widespread rainfall, but if you get stuck under one of those isolated downpours, yes, you could see briefly heavy rainfall. But take a look at what happens moving on into tonight and tomorrow. Now, this is the latest guidance. We'll have to watch it closely. But late tonight into tomorrow morning, scattered showers and storms will be possible. There is that low-end chance that we could see an isolated strong to severe storm develop tomorrow, but overall coverage, again, for that potential is on the low side, but we'll watch it. Continuing to see waves of rain on and off throughout the day on Wednesday, and we're not done just yet. The actual front itself works across our area the first part of the day Thursday. So most of that moisture is going to be now through the first part of the day Thursday and then becoming more isolated after that. So by Thursday afternoon and evening, yes, some lingering showers and storms are still possible, but we're finally on the tail end of this very unsettled weather. So again, we are watching for that potential of seeing some flooding concerns over the course of the next couple of days, but then by Friday and into the weekend, finally starting to taper off our rain chances, and our temperatures should get a little closer to average.
Closer to average. I like the sound of that, Sydney. Appreciate it. Well, an East Tennessee family is searching for answers in the death of their son. Police say Larry Lee Holtzclaw was hit and killed by a car Tuesday in Madisonville. Investigators have identified the car that may have been involved and the suspected driver. Loved ones remembering Holtzclaw as a dad and a good friend. He leaves behind 4 children. The mother of Holtzclaw's oldest son says he loved music.
An amazing guitar player. Luckily, my son inherited that talent from him. They're both great musicians, great artists, and he was just, like I said, an amazing friend, an amazing person. He was the type of person, like, if you had he had something and you wanted it, he would give it to you.
She says she's planning a funeral for this Saturday in Athens. Public visitation starts at 2. Right now, Tennessee is investigating more than 22,000 cases involving child exploitation. That's according to the TBI. It's an 140% increase compared to 2020. On average, TBI Cybercrime and Digital Evidence Unit says they're receiving 100 cases a month, which 4 agents are assigned to investigate, which has turned into quite the challenge.
It's so important that we continue that work even as the increase comes and even as we face budget challenges. It's because we stand as the only people who can get in between a sexual predator and a child.
TBI says they hope to increase staffing levels and get legislation passed in an effort to continue to meet the demand. WVLT proud to be your official station of the Vols, and the Vols are gearing up for their first true road test of the season. They're heading to Starkville to take on Mississippi State. The Bulldogs are much improved this year. At 4-0, they've already doubled last year's win total. They also have a big home win over Arizona State. Running back Deshaun Bishop for the Vols says he's excited to hear those famous cowbells, and he's looking forward to the road trip. While Tennessee looks to hand the Bulldogs their first loss of the season, the Bulldogs look to knock off the number 15 team in the country.
We went against them a year ago, schematically, not entirely different. They've continued to add things to it. Their personnel is playing extremely well. There's nothing tricky about going down there and playing this football team. It's a really good football team. You can see that on the tape in all three phases of the game. You look at the quality of the wins that they've had, beating Arizona State. It's the next test. In this league, you better show up every Saturday ready to play.
Yeah, we're only on week 5 of the season, but we have big news about next year. Our media partner Chris Lowe and On3 reporting all SEC teams' annual opponents, and the Vols get to keep their historic rivals, Bama, Vandy, Kentucky. That means potentially no Georgia or Florida on next year's schedule.
Well, I do think rivalries matter. It's a part of the tradition of this game, fan bases, pointing to those football games. I hadn't heard about that report. I know that the league, that's something that they've, it's been important to them to try to protect some of those special games, for universities and their fan bases.
Now, the conference will reevaluate the annual opponents every 4 years. Tonight, the SEC will officially announce the 9-team schedule for 2026 for all teams. Right now, Tennessee focused on Mississippi State. Kickoff is at 4:15 Saturday on the SEC Network. Volunteer Game Day will start Saturday at 2 o'clock on the Tennessee Valley Sports Network and inside your WVLT News app. Well, here's some news that shocked the college basketball world. Auburn head coach Bruce Pearl is retiring. He spent 29 years as a head coach, including 6 seasons on Rocky Top from 2005 to 2011. He was the most successful Tennessee basketball head coach before Rick Barnes stepped on campus. Pearl will now move into an ambassador's role in Auburn's athletic department. His title will be special assistant to the athletics director. Pearl, meanwhile, will be handing the coaching reins over to his son, Steven, who played at UT from 2007 to 2011 and is a graduate of West High School right here in Knoxville.
We the People, celebrating 250 years of America. Sponsored by Garza Law Firm.
Well, on this date in 1779, a Continental Navy officer made a famous declaration. John Paul Jones's ship was severely damaged in battle and was beginning to sink. But when a British captain called on him to surrender, Jones said, "I have not yet begun to fight." Ultimately, Jones won that battle. All right, that's going to do it for us today here on this Tuesday. We appreciate you joining us. Remember, you can stay up to date all the time on WVLT.tv, inside the WVLT News app, and on WVLT's social media pages, and on all of our streaming devices, too.